Sir Radhakrishnan, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I think we have lost Professor Radhakrishnan, it seems so.
Connection, I think. So down under in Melbourne, the connection appears to be good for India at least.
That's right. That's right. No, because we should should we start because it's already 2:15 here.
I think so.
So good afternoon to everyone from India and a very good evening in Australia, Anup Swarup sir. It is a great privilege that we have all come together. The Department of Gandhian Studies, Punjab University, the Gandhi Peace Mission Kerala, the Center for Global Non-Killing and Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samiti for this interactive session on the occasion of International Peace Day. And as Anup Swarup sir said that there is a large number of programs that are happening. The digital era has actually given us the opportunity to do so many different programs together. And as he says that it's going to be 5 programs also for us. There are going to be 3 programs, one now and at 6 o'clock and then at 8 o'clock in the evening. We will be having a professor from the Virginia Tech University. So it's an interesting thing as part of the International Peace Day. And this whole idea of this program came from Professor N. Radhakrishnan sir, and he felt that we should all come together for this very important dialogue on the essence of peace and essence of International Peace Day and what we need to learn from it. We have some very esteemed speakers for the day for this program. Professor Anup Swarup sir, who is the chairperson of the Center for Global Non-Killing, Hawaii. And in fact, he has been a great friend of Gandhi Smriti and all with the Department of Gandhian Studies. We have all been doing a lot of initiatives together, a lot of programs together. And it is a great honor for us to have you, sir, Professor Anup Swarup sir. Professor.
Dr. Veda?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
Well, I don't hear you, my dear. Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
You are audible. Sir, you are audible.
You are audible.
You are
audible.
You are audible, sir. You are audible, sir.
Poor network probably.
Network problem, I think so. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello. I think there is a network problem over there.
Hello.
Sir, switch off your video so that it becomes easier to connect. Please switch off your video so that at least the audio will be.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue. Hello. Hello. Possibly, Manishji, you could tell sir to leave and then come rejoin. Probably that would be a better idea, I suppose so.
Am I audible to you, Professor Radhakrishnan, sir? Okay, I will just give a call to him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the other honorable speakers
Hello.
for. Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Hello.
Sir, you are audible. Professor Radhakrishnan, you are audible.
I think there is a network problem over there. So Manishji is trying to get in touch with sir. So do we continue, sir, while we are able to sort out Radhakrishnan sir's thing? Anup Swarup, sir, Can we continue, sir?
Sure, sir. Please carry on.
Yes, yes. So the other esteemed speakers for the day are Dr. Manohar Lal Sharma, sir, who is the former HOD of the Department of Gandhian Studies, Punjab University. In fact, as sir was saying, we have had a lot of programs when he was the HOD at the Punjab University. And I think, of course, I was not there at that time in Gandhi Smriti, but I think the legacy continues when we have the honor of working with Dr. Manish. So now Manohar Lal Sharma sir was working with Radhakrishnan sir, and we are now working with Manish ji. So this is something interesting, and the legacy continues with the Department of Gandhian and Peace Studies. We have Dr. R. Mani, who is the HOD of the Gandhian Studies Department, Gandhi Gram Rural Institute. Of course, we are not able to. Manish ji, are you able to locate Dr. Mani? We are not able to locate.
No, sir, I'm not able to see him.
Also, as Radhakrishnan sir said, Professor William Bhaskaran, who is the Dean of the Gandhigram Rural Institute. Even I think even him, I'm not able to locate.
I can't
Yeah.
locate him.
And then also our speaker for the day is Dr. Anshul Sharma, who is from the Punjab University. So these are the very distinguished panel we have, and it will be chaired by Professor N. Radhakrishnan on behalf of Gandhi Smriti. We welcome all of you for this interesting dialogue, and I'm sure we can learn a lot from the very seniors, and we can develop new ideas and perspectives to contribute to the peace processes. So now can we, could you talk Manish ji to Radhakrishnan sir?
Yes, sir. I had just a word with him, and I had requested him that in case if we can switch off his video, but that way he will be able to save the bandwidth. And I think so. You can connect with him also again.
Okay, sir. So can we? But he's not still audible because he's to chair.
He's on mute mode, sir. Professor Radhakrishnan, can you hear us? Am I audible to you, sir?
I think there is still problem there. So,
Or,
I think without wasting any time, can we invite Professor Anup Swarup sir to, initiate the discussion and give his perspectives on this very important day, the International Peace Day that we celebrate every day. Anup Swarup sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vedabhyas ji and Manohar Lal ji, Manish ji, the very distinguished participants here, and more importantly, our chairman of this webinar, Professor N. Radhakrishnan. As I was mentioning, in fact, really speaking, the Gandhian movement in our country has been initiated by two very important organizations. Of course, one of them represented by Vedabhyas ji and Dipankar Shigran ji, and that is Gandhi Smriti or Darshan Samiti. And second is the Department of Gandhian Studies at Punjab University. I should recall my own days, almost 25 years back. Next door at IGI Stadium, we had the headquarters of Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, which was headed by me. And like we were talking a little time earlier, I used to keep visiting Gandhi Smriti as if it was my second home. And we did organize a lot of things, great initiatives. And that was, mind you, a quarter of century back. And when I talk so fervently with so much of passion, there was so much of inspiration from youngsters. And today, as Manishji and Vedabhyasji are mentioning, there are a whole lot of youngsters amongst us. I'm sure they will carry forward the baton. Today, the theme of this International Day of Peace at UN is recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world. In fact, I can recall that almost almost a decade and a half back, when I was working at the United Nations at New York, I was also instrumental in, formulating the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. And as you may recall that after 2015, after the Millennium Development Goals, the SDGs have taken over. And one of the very key attributes to the SDGs is about violence. And when I was reading today the UN mandate, the UN theme, I could see that there was quite a devotion to conflict, to a pause in the violence which is happening all over the globe. As I am the chairman of the Center for Global Non-Killing at Hawaii, which is in consultative status with the United Nations, I think it is my bounden duty to recall and to insist that the world of peace, or I would say affirmative non-killing peace, would be possible when all of us get together in a joint endeavor. And that endeavor is to bring peace. A little time back, I was speaking for the Brahma Kumaris, and I was telling them, because the theme of the Brahma Kumaris was very, very interesting. It was about the inner self, and rightly so. They mentioned that the path to global peace is through inner peace. And when they spoke about the inner peace, they were talking about transcendental meditation, about transformation of the self, about super consciousness. And that super consciousness would be possible only when we strive for it. We as humans, when we think of inner peace, we can get outward peace. As I can recall Swami Vivekananda, he said, Aham Parmo Brahma. It implies that God is within you, God is within each one of us. And we have the potential to realize self actualization, self consciousness. And that is very much possible. Uh, I don't want to give a monologue because we are all used to it. I thought that this would be a occasion when we are talking to everybody. But I'll come straight to the point, and that is in keeping with UN Secretary General and his appeal, and that is for a pause to violence. And that is a call which is a universal call. So I would say that let us strive for the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 and put a pause to peace, because no development can really be possible without peace as such. And as in the past, I know that Gandhi Darshan and Gandhi Smriti,
Hello.
they have worked together. Yes, Professor Radhakrishnan is back amongst us. So, hello, sir. Can you hear us? Hello, Professor Radhakrishnan. I don't know if. So, Vedabhyaji.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Professor Radhakrishnan.
Yes, I'm speaking.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us? Can you hear all of us?
Can
Hello?
you hear us, sir? Can you hear us?
I think your internet connection is poor, sir, if you can hear me.
I think, sir, please switch off your video so that it is much easier for you to.
Hello.
Sir, please switch off your video because
Hello.
the bandwidth issue will be resolved hopefully then. I think Anup Swarup, sir,
Hello.
even he is not able to hear us.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can
Yeah.
see me. See me also.
Yeah, I can see you and hear you now. Now it's okay.
Okay. Now it is okay.
Yeah. So
But
I
then,
made a few opening remarks, sir. So, Professor Radhakrishnan, we can continue with the dialogue.
okay, please. No.
So I'll hand you the baton. Now you
Dr.
can.
Mani.
Yes.
Dr. Mani rang up to me
Okay.
a couple of times that he is unable to log in.
Okay.
What do we do?
I think we should carry on because a lot of youngsters are waiting for
Okay.
us.
What I say is you carry on.
Okay.
Since you have already begun.
Yeah.
Fine.
So I was
Okay.
talking about, more importantly, the entire world is now impacted by the pandemic. And this pandemic is also one of the key themes for this UN International Day of Peace. You know that the pandemic is hitting perhaps the underprivileged and the marginalized groups the most, the hardest. It was estimated that by the end of June, we had about 900 million COVID-19 vaccine doses which have been administered globally in over 100 countries. But there are a whole lot of people who have just received only a single dose, and even more is the number who have not received even one dose. So there are a whole lot of people who are caught because of lack of access to health care. So, in line with Secretary General's appeal for a global ceasefire to hostilities, we should now think of a unanimity when it comes to, the approach for all of us across the globe for a sustained humanitarian pause to all conflicts, especially local conflicts. We have to honor this so that we can ensure that people who have been caught in conflict zones like in Afghanistan, they can have access to life-saving vaccinations and treatments. Now, as you know, that the pandemic has been accompanied by a surge in stigma and discrimination, of hatred, which has only cost more lives instead of saving them. The virus attacks all without any discrimination. But we keep discriminating when it comes to race, religion, caste, creed. Confronting the common enemy of humankind, we must be reminded that we are not each other's enemy, but we are all fellow human beings. And we have to respect life. As I said, because I chair the Center for Global Non-Killing, I am more concerned that this world which we are going to bestow to our children should be a non-killing world. And when I'm talking of non-killing, I'm also talking of affirmative non-killing peace, affirmative non-violent peace. And non-violent peace is very much possible and within our grasp, provided we all stand together and we build those institutions which further the cause of peace. Because peace starts from the minds of men, as it is mentioned in UNESCO's charter. So, wars, if they have to be tackled, they have to be tackled from the mind of man. And this is very much achievable if we follow morals, ethics, and values, and we imbibe those traits, those values amongst our own children in the schools. So, we have to build those institutions. When it comes to recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world, we have to take recourse to the sustainable development goals so that we can stand against the acts of hate, of online hate which goes on in the social media, in the physical space. We have to spread compassion, true to our Gandhian value, kindness, and we have to spread hope beyond the pandemic so that we all recover. I won't take too much time, but with these opening remarks, I would request Professor Radhakrishnan to take over so that we can have a real dialogue as it was envisaged. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Very good.
What I say is Dr. Veda around there? Hello,
Dr. Veda, can you hear us?
is he around there?
Sir. Veda sir.
Hello, how have you structured? I do not know.
I will just give a call to him, sir.
Or otherwise,
He was with us.
Radhakrishnan, I think all of us can participate in a panel discussion if it is okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now probably I will continue where you have left, and anybody can join.
Oh yes, wonderful.
Yeah. See the global agenda for peace, that too in the post COVID scenario, is something that is to be decided, debated in depth, because we have almost a new world, a new family, a new society, and there is new perceptions cropping up unexpectedly, even affecting the very functioning of UN. Least of all, International Day for Peace or whatever it is. There's a new world order, whatever you say, and 2 points that you made touched me. One is, where exactly do we go from here when so much of money, hard-earned money, when poverty is stacking, illiteracy is also growing, and rich people are becoming richer, societies which were traditionally rich are becoming richer, more conflicts and threats of the kind that we see in Afghanistan. Talibanism is back on the saddle. Terror groups are growing leaps and bounds, and there is a new, what you call, alliance of terror, coupled with a kind of mad frenzy for what one might hesitate to describe through all kinds of decoctions, which make young people not only mad after the kind of, earlier it was liquor, then it became all forms of intoxicants, and the kind of threat these combination, terror, liquor, intoxicants, have a traditional enemy behind them, that is the manner in which international masters, particularly the 5 veto yielding masters of the world, are abetting by pumping into all kinds of weapons, destructive weapons, about which our distinguished friend, philosopher and guide Dr. Glenn D. Page and others have been fighting all through their life. When Professor Glenn Page proposed a world where nobody kills for whatever reasons anybody else and respect the sanctity of life. So the biggest question in the post-COVID scenario is, how do we propagate, encourage, and nurture the sanctity of life? Forget about what one might say, COVID pandemic. The world will defeat it maybe at some point of time, as the world has done in the past. There have always been different kinds of threats from such difficult situations. So humanity has the ingenuity certainly to face these threats, but humanity has to formulate, strengthen, decide, and nurture new methods to put sanity into these manufacturers of death, namely weapons of mass destruction. So long as weapons of mass destruction are manufactured without rhyme or reason, the world peace will be a big question mark, and will be in danger, which is my submission today in response to the very, very important point that you raised, Dr. Anup Swarupji. Probably our friend from the Punjab University, either Dr. M.L. Sharma or Dr. Mani Sharma can respond to this. That is what I think.
Very
If
good.
you also agree, Dr.
Yes, of
Anupji.
course. Yes. So I think Manish ji, you or Professor Manohar Lal ji, as mentioned by Professor Radhakrishnan, they would like to respond now.
So I would suggest the elders first. I
Okay.
think he is the senior, so we will follow him.
Oh, yes.
Ji.
Proceed.
So, should I start?
Yes, please. Yes,
Sir?
yes.
Thank you. In fact, I am grateful to all the organizers of this great event for inviting me to share my views on International Day of Peace. I congratulate Sri Deepankar, Sri Gyanji, Dr. Kundu of Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samiti, Government of India, Professor N. Radhakrishnan, founder Gandhi Peace Mission, Professor Anup Sarup from the Department of Non-Killing, Hawaii, USA, Dr. Manish Sharma, chairperson of the Department of Gandhi and Peace Studies, Punjab University, Chandigarh, for organizing this event. Friends, as you know, we all want peace, and peace in our family, peace among our friends, neighborhood, our country, and in the whole world. And non-violence is the base of peace. And non-violence is a philosophy, a way of living, a lifestyle, a means of social, political, and economic struggle as old as history itself. From ancient times to the present, people have renounced violence as a means of resolving disputes and various conflicts. Have opted for negotiation, persuasion, mediations, and reconciliation in place of compromise, as you can see the plight of Afghanistan, earlier Syria, and day to day, you can see the man has become the biggest killer on this earth. The question is, why should man be the biggest killer when man is considered to be the best species on this earth? Besides, man claims to be the most civilized, but practically he is not so. And that is why we need more and much more non-violence in our thoughts, words, and deeds. Please keep in mind, in thought, words, and deeds, to create a culture of peace. Otherwise, it will not be possible for us. In this respect, non-violence is the highest virtue to be cultivated among the people at various levels. The reason is that non-violent way is the only way to establish peace in the world. Political, economic, or even religious.
Hello.
Hello,
Uh,
am I audible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Others are not.
Others are not. Same here.
Hello.
Yes.
Just let me check again, sir. Just give me 1 second. अनूप सर की आवाज आ
Yes,
रही है
yes.
क्या?
हाँ, मुझे आपकी आवाज आ रही है, बस I cannot hear anybody else.
Okay, just give me 1
Same,
second, sir.
same here. We can't hear anyone else actually.
Anyone else who can hear us? Kindly let us know. Prashu,
Sir,
Devanya.
Anshul Sharma this side, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Manish sir,
Just
we
give me
can
1
hear
second.
you.
Okay. So I'm shifting the network for Professor Amil Sharma, sir. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm shifting the network for Professor Amil Sharma, sir, on my network now.
Sorry for the disturbance. There was some problem in the network.
You're audible, sir.
I was, telling about the view of Martin Luther King Jr., who had very rightly asked about the use of violence. And there were two questions from him. Do you want your existence or no existence? Now the choice is yours. If you want existence, then adopt non-violence as suggested by Mahatma Gandhi. And if you want non-existence, then adopt the way of Hitler. So it is a choice between Mahatma Gandhi and Hitler. Regarding non-violence, Mahatma Gandhi, had said, I quote, in non-violence, the masses have a weapon which enables a child, a woman, or even an old man to resist the mightiest government successfully. If your spirit is strong, mere lack of physical strength ceases to be a handicap. Cesar Chavez had argued, once people understand the strength of non-violence, the force it generates the love it creates, the response it brings from the total community, they will not easily abandon it. So, non-violence is very, very important to create the culture of peace and peace among all the humanity. So accordingly, we need to build up the culture of peace through non-violent means. Then peacekeeping is also very, very important. Once again, I would like to say all happy International Day of Peace to all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Jagat. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I think we should request Dr. Anshul Sharma to make her presentation. So may we request Dr. Anshul Sharma to kindly make your presentation.
Hello. Greetings of the day to everybody. Peace is possible. It is possible through the commitment, tolerance, and perseverance of each one of us. I'm Anshul Sharma, and I extend my humble gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Professor N. Radhakrishnan and GSDS for giving me this opportunity to articulate my aspirations and concerns to tread the path of world peace on the behalf of not only me, but the youth across the world. I understand peace and the way to peace in a very limiting way of knowledge, expertise, and experience. The International Day of Peace is devoted to strengthen the ideals of peace among nations and peoples. Today, we have come together for the same cause, aspiring for a personal as well as a global level of culture of peace within and without. But when we are looking at peace, the main challenge that remains is of implementing the tools and techniques of establishing a sustainable peace through non-violence. To me, the very sense of maintaining the peace is contained in dialogue. The dialogue which is among peoples, leaders, nations, and across cultures and diverse societies, where the shared values create a platform to understand different dimensions of peace building through nonviolence. So, the International Day of Peace this year has the theme of recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world. We all have been fighting with the pandemic across the globe. COVID-19 has hit us all hard, but it has definitely failed to hit our collective and creative inspiration to be resilient and committed to the cause of peace. We, day after day, are striving to build more peaceful, inclusive, and sustainable societies across us by transforming our world to be more just, more equitable, more inclusive, more sustainable, and much, much healthier. And that's why we have come to a similar platform even today. Pandemic has played a very hard ball to weaken our commitment to peace. Commitment to peace and equality. But we, through our perseverance, have made it take a U-turn. The pandemic has not hit us as hard as it seemed to be in the earlier stage. So, how can we establish peace through, although COVID has, through accompanied hatred, stigma, discrimination, and loss of morality, have made us see the lowest side of humanity, but also it has seen the best of humanity during pandemic, where we have supported each other. On World Peace Day, we can proudly announce that we hold our spirits high to the cause of peace through compassion, kindness, hope, and dialogue with more determined resolve. The youth is the hope and excess of the positive transformation as has been said by the earlier speakers, while resonating with the legacy of our forefathers, our elders, and our diverse cultures which have inherited tolerance and compassion since time immemorial. Today, as the concern has been raised by Revered Dr. Professor Anurup Sarup sir, we, the youth of this world, this earth, commit to the cause of peace with a stronger and humble resolve, and being the protagonist of peace. Also, we reassure you, sir, to carry the baton of hope ahead for a more sustainable culture of peace through the ideals and principles of non-violence, so that we can have a sustainable world of characterized by peace. At the end, I would again like to thank GSTS, and I want to articulate that I feel so fortunate and humbled to share the platform with my professors, and thus I pay my obeisance to my mentor, Professor Emil Sharma and Dr. Manish Sharma, Dr. Ashu Pasricha, who have made me uh, to be able to speak on such a platform. On this International Peace Day, let's all assure that we will do our bit to establish a culture of peace. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. So now we had a very interesting strand of discussion related to the whole essence of peace and what peace means to us in the scenario, and how we all of us need to work for peace to ensure a culture of peace and non-violence in the world. Taking all these strands together, we have Dr. Manish Sharma, who has now an onerous task of trying to put together these juxtaposes, these different dimensions of ideas that were shared by our other different esteemed speakers, to give his own perspective to what we as individuals can do, and what the world needs to do in this very challenging times. Dr. Manish.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kundu sir. In fact, I'm also thankful to Professor Radhakrishnan sir that he had discussed it with me that they want to organize some kind of events on 21st of September, and I said yes sir, we would love to collaborate with you and other organizations, but he informed me that by the next day you will be able to receive the email, but I just keep on waiting for 3 to 4 days. Then finally on Saturday, when I received the message from Dr. Kundu that we are going to have this webinar together with other organizations, so it gives me a great feeling of strength also, and a motivation also, that we can do something for our coming generations also, and we can have some kind of collaboration with our international organizations that will enhance our knowledge also, and it will keep us motivating us also. And in fact, when we are discussing about these, particularly on this 21st September, in fact, what in the initial stage, Professor Anup Sarupji had just mentioned about these things, that how the pandemic had created different kind of atmosphere, and the kind of the ceasefire, rather I would say that that deals with the UN Article 2, that I would like to discuss some more points on this also. And later on, I would like to discuss about the perception of the humanity also towards, as Professor Emil Sharma had just mentioned about those one, and Anshul also. And later on, some other people who are going to speak on this particular topic also, so they will be able to throw some more light on it. So I'm again thankful to the organizers that they had given us this opportunity to be among the galaxy of scholars. We can say that as the pandemic year 2020, which has been started not on a good note, but it has been marked by the most significant development in the global peace building since the Right to Peace, that is the United Nations Global Ceasefire, the first temporary stoppage of war on a planetary scale. The UN Secretary General Guterres called for the global ceasefire on 23rd March 2020 as part of the UN's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. But this global ceasefire is, we can see that this is totally shanky. It's not up to the mark, and it has the flashpoints also, which erupted in different regions that we had just seen also, and in 2020 and in 21 also in the earlier stages, that in the Middle East or the West or the North Africa, where tens of or thousands of people have still died because of the kind of conflicts which are coming up because of the different kind of situations. And according to the monetary organizations like Action on Armed Forces or the Violence, so they had come out with the kind of reports that so many people are still suffering. But nonetheless, in case we would like to say that thousands of the lives have been saved because of all these thing, and the world recording in the largest decrease in the civilian casualty has also come to a great point also in this particular decade. And right now we are already in September and 2022 is just approaching us. So our key question could be, or we can say that in terms of the conflict situation, as in terms of peacemakers and peace study scholars. So our question could be that whether or not the global ceasefire can be last. This is one question which is confronting all of us, that whether it is a temporary solution or a temporary peace, or can we convert it into a permanent peace. That is a big question. And at the time of formation of United Nations and other peace bodies, so these things were taken up that we would like to bring the peace and prosperity, and we would like to narrow down the conflicts between the haves and have-nots. But still, so many things are still coming up, and it's creating a problem for us. So when we are going for the call for a global ceasefire, although the most rational move, which we can say that in the face of the disastrous pandemic, it could be an admission of our defeat also. It could be a recognition of a global extent of the ongoing conflict, both hot and cold wars, we can say. So the global ceasefire was deemed necessary by the vast majority of the world's countries, despite the fact that establishing perpetual peace has been at the core of the UN Charter, which is reflected in its Article 2 from its starting. While Article 2, if we take up at the, we can say that in times of the formation of it, that for the post-war colonial period, or we can say the global ceasefire, may exist or indicate that Article 2 is insufficient, or indeed the global annual death toll of the combatants and the civilians from the conflict remains, it is totally horrific, while the cost and the impact of the loss of the civilian infrastructure, it continues to be on the higher side. And we all need to think about all these issues. And when we about the working of the UN also, it's not up to the mark, as we can say, and it terms that it tried to bring try to build up the confidence in terms of the humanity. But when we see the humanity, they term himself as the architect of the future and the present also. But with the kind of increase in the population, with the kind of increase in the scale and intensity of the human activities, and the kind of the terrorist-like activities and the heinous crimes against the humanity, they had showed the real nature of the mankind and the kind of the development we are heading towards, as Professor Anup Swarupji had also mentioned in the initial stage. So the kind of the problems of Taliban, recent problem, and the kind of the other countries which are joining them and rather pushing them a go-ahead position that now we are with you. So these kind of problems are going to create problem for the coming generations also. Where I would like to quote here about Mahatma Gandhi, that no doubt the life has been easy with the advancement of the science and other facilities, but still man is not able to win over his own greediness. So how we will be able to win over our greediness? That is the most and the difficult task in front of the humanity. So the concern of the modern civilization or the modern humanity, it should be for the good quality of environment for the present, for the coming generations. And right now, we all are basically, when you're talking about the International Peace Day, so we are more worried about our about the air we are breathing, the water we are drinking, and the kind of urban life we are heading towards, and which are totally unstable in the present scenario. So on International Peace Day, our focus should be trying to highlight how we can safeguard our present and future as we are trying to our level best, and the kind of sustainable development we are proposing, and the philosophy of the Mahatma Gandhi, which needs needs the application of his philosophy, and how we come over our greedy nature, and how we stabilize our growth for the betterment of the humanity is I think need of the hour. And we are having so many other questions which are still unanswered by our senior politicians and our decision makers. So the common masses which needs to be involved in the decision making, which is still lacking in our part. So that's from my side, and I'm again thankful to the organizers for giving us this opportunity to share our thoughts. And I think when more deliberations would be there, so we can discuss more thing about this. Thank you once again. Thank you. Over to Professor Kundu.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Manish. Thank you for your perspectives. Now, I think we should hand over the proceeding to Professor N. Radhakrishnan, sir, who is chairing the session. Also, I really feel that as we have number of research scholars from the university, we could actually
And some faculty members also, sir.
yes.
Yeah.
I think we should get
Dr.
their
Ashu,
point
yes.
of views also.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Dr. Kundu, just a minute. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you in between.
No, ma'am. We would be giving you the opportunity also after
Yeah.
a few minutes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Be ready with your material.
what you said? Could you repeat?
Ma'am, be ready with your material. So we will be giving you the
I'm
time.
ready
Don't worry.
because just before
It's a burning
your
issue, we
session,
can say.
yeah, just before your session, I have given one talk. So here, no doubt, Professor Anup, Professor Radhakrishnan, Professor Emmer Sharma, and Dr. Manish and Anshul, they have really talked about this peace and the ways, different ways, and they also have shown their concern for the future also. Let me add here, because just in the morning also I have given one talk on this culture of peace. Because what I think is that now the need of the hour is to focus more on the culture of peace, because even the this Gandhi even has taught us to develop a peace culture. His even his activities that emphasized on cooperation, truth force, and ahimsa, that create an atmosphere for developing peace culture. So his foremost concern was the creation of a non-violent and just society. For that culture, under this international peace day, I would like to focus on this culture of peace, because only through the culture of peace we can flourish when it is when we will make it a part of our daily life routine by the application of some basic universal rules. And these rules are not new. They are the basic rules of living together in any community and expressing respect for themselves as well as each other, which includes listening and sharing with each other for the immediate and the environment at large, and acting in solidarity. And this is what the pandemic that has taught us. And even the producer, Manish has also mentioned about this COVID, post-COVID things on all this. So I think we have to, if we want to solve this problems at international level, we have to see the things at our national level also, so that we can reach to the by adopting this culture of peace, we can definitely solve the problem at international level. So thank you very much for this giving me time to share my views on this International Day. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So in fact, we should request all other research scholars and faculty members to kindly share their views, requesting other students and research scholars and the faculty members who would like to share their own point of views.
And I would request them also that in case if they can introduce themselves, that what they are doing right now and the kind of research they are doing. At the moment, we have some PhD research scholars, MPhil research scholars, and some master students also. So in case if they have any question or if they want to add something, so they can add here right now, or if they want to ask something. So please go ahead. Or in the meantime, we can take up some other issues, sir, by the time if they are not picking up any calls.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Dr. Veda?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
I think there is something wrong with the audio.
Audio,
Anyhow,
sir. Yes, sir.
maybe in continuation of the
Can you hear me?
insights that have been shared by various panelists and speakers, make me ask or discuss 2 or 3 issues concerning the International Day of Peace. I have before me in my mind particularly those research scholars from the Punjab University. There are 3 issues. Number one, when the United Nations thought about the international launching an International Day of Peace, what is world body, which is certainly, despite all its failures, has had tremendous achievements over the years. This is something that has to be admitted first. The world body, despite all its weaknesses were mostly because of the domineering role of the nations which were financially supporting and also threatening the small nations, particularly by influencing the third world countries, were able to emerge themselves as the masters of the world. This is a very big issue that we should remember, particularly the research scholars. Close on the heels of this came the truth that it was the victors, those people who won the Second World War, formulated the charter and made this charter, UN charter, be accepted and adopted without, they will say, there were a lot of discussions at various levels, agree. But then the views and aspirations of those nations and people who were vanquished or defeated in the Second World War were immaterial to them. Then there was no democratic process of discussion, dialogue, or accepting the views of the other side invisible in those days. The biggest issue was the five major nations at that time adopting what is called the veto power. It was 5 at one point. It was 5 versus 185. All the decisions or any decision, if one of the 5 veto wielding nations wanted to defeat, could be defeated by exercising the veto in the last moment. Should we not, at least in the post-COVID scenario or the COVID pandemic scenario, get ourselves seized of this very, very important factor when we discuss particularly what exactly and where exactly the UN has not fulfilled the aspirations of the global community to assure the international community in an era of peace. It did not happen. Many important decisions which would have brought in remarkable changes had those decisions which these people vetoed would have changed the face of the earth. Number 2, now when we speak of peace, whose peace are we talking about, and in the manner in which these people were promoting peace in their own idiom and phrase, they were dictating terms to the smaller and weaker nations. This is not to say that the UN was a total failure. At least this community of nations could have emerged as the parliament of the global community, parliament of humanity, as it was felt during the 50th anniversary of the UN a few years ago. They moved a resolution. Some 42 nations moved a resolution which was later adopted. That decision was, we as a collective voice of the international community and the nations of the world. At that time it was 185. Now it is 193. So they said, we will strive towards a world which will not promote war of any kind, and which will promote egalitarian society, and which will promote human rights, as well as which will protect the rights of women to be equal citizens of the world. But now it's a long way, my dear friends. It's a long way, and I don't know what exactly is happening. The desire of the nations. Take for example a nation like India. India constitutes 1/6 of the world population. Please understand, it's the largest democracy in the world and the stablest democracy. Let us be very, very proud of this fact. The stablest democracy, the largest democracy. We might say it is corrupt, this and that in parts. That is another side. So this country is not represented, and whenever the question of elaborating the UN Security Council, whenever the issue of India being made a member of the nation was either vetoed or cold-shouldered or not favored by the Panch Maha Shakti, the big five as they call. It appears the neo-colonialism is back. Who says colonialism is defeated and thrown out in the dustbin of history? Who controls this body? Still these five people. So the humanities desire to make this body a representative body of the global community, promoting peace at three levels: peace with the individual, peace at society, and peace at the global level, at these three levels. So on the day of international peace, we should seize of these issues rather than debating at the peripheral level. It has to become a democratic body enshrining basic principles of dialogue, discussion, and desire to work together, and accommodating dissent if there is dissent. After all, dissent is the basic attribute of democracy and collective voice emerging. This has not happened. The third point that we should remember on this occasion is look at the tapestry of the wars and conflicts in this world. These five nations, with their power of veto in their hand, they dictate and they make all kinds of genocidal weapons, and they sell all these genocidal weapons, and they generate strife between two nations or among the nations, and they sell their weapons. They generate conflicts, they encourage war and destruction. Finally, they broke peace. They become brokers of peace, paragons of virtue, mediators between XY country, and put, now take for example the the latest discussion and figures that we have. The United States withdrew several fighter planes, warships, and even nuclear heads from Afghanistan recently. They went out of Afghanistan. But then there are shattering news coming to us. During the last 2 or 3 years, they were hobnobbing with Taliban. They say we are creatively involved in discussion with the Taliban to bring them around the table. At every discussion, behind the discussion, transfer of these genocidal weapons, these weapons which have the ability to kill the human population several hundred times over, went into the hands of these terrorist group Taliban. This has been what they have been doing all along. Wherever there were what you call peace initiatives, before these people withdrew, the French did it, Chinese did it, Americans did it, the English did it. All the five of these people, the weapons they were making were dumping. So the third world countries are these countries wherever there are strife, killing, arson, are the dumping grounds of these weapons. NPT which humanity has been hoping to be eliminated. The nuclear weapons. A world free of nuclear weapons is as old as the UN. The humanity even today wishes that the future of UN will not be what it was with the League of Nations. So all these things were discussed at various forums, and the decision of the international community to declare 21st September as the International Day was focused on initiating large-scale measures to abolish nuclear weapons, abolish reasons that promote conflicts like poverty, malnutrition, ill health, infant mortality, and medicine for deprived nations, food for all, shelter for everybody, clean water, air, and also housing, these three. So it was a noble portal when the 50th anniversary of UN decided to launch all these things on a massive manner with human face and concern in their hearts. Friends, I will not take much time. We should be able to understand these things in order to equip ourselves how each one of us can be a messenger of hope, harmony, which leads to peace. But can there be peace when there is so much of anxiety for tomorrow inbuilt or dormant in us? The youth who constitute, almost 43% of the world population, the greatest anxiety for them is job. What will happen when jobs are becoming scarce? Jobs are not available in adequate number as much hands are to be fed and satisfied. So there are several threats. These threats are to be understood. I close with reminding you of what the UNESCO preamble states. Since wars begin in the minds of men, it is there. The constructions for peace are to begin. So it is in the mind, not on the field, not on the air, not in the sea. What germinates in the mind assume shapes and spreads to other areas. So friends, this day, 21st September, is to be understood as a day of awareness creation, determination as to how at micro level is individual level, family level, societal level, at micro level, how can each of us emerge as a beacon of hope, joy, and contentment. This is a Gandhian vision. Thank you so much, and I'm very happy with the kind of discussion that is taking place. I would be very happy if a senior person like Ashu, Dr. Ashu, and others also identify issues, and I'm happy that there are quite a few senior and junior research scholars attending today's session, and they are all being guided properly by their faculty members. So let me thank all the faculty members, all the research scholars, both seniors and juniors, and other scholars who were on the panel. So I think the discussion should continue, over to Dr. Veda Vyas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So now the floor is also again open for all our research scholars who have been ably guided by Dr. Manish and Dr. Ashu and other faculty members. So we want to hear from the young research scholars. That is the key. So please share your views on the critical issues you think that are there in today's world, vis-a-vis how we can promote non-violent narratives and non-violent understanding amongst the people at large in different societies across the world. Let me share with you, the other day only I was talking to this Afghan students based in Beirut, and we were talking on this important aspect of, you know, the hope, the important aspect of, you know, humanity. And in fact, we thought she should start a whole campaign, hashtag Let's Promote Humanity in Afghanistan campaign, bringing together young people from all over the world who are from Afghanistan to, you know, promote discourses of peace and non-violence. And that's so important. So in that context, I request the research scholars also to come up with some of their point of views. Manish ji, you will be in a best position to.
Yes, I request again to our students also and to the other faculty members also that in case if they want to add something to the ongoing discussions, or if they want to raise any question to any one of the participants, so you may do so right now. But when you are raising any question or sharing anything, so kindly introduce yourself.
I think Mansi is sitting, I think he can speak something. Mansi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for organizing such a wonderful session. Here, I would like to mention that my views are in complete consonance with what Dr. Radhakrishnan has just mentioned, that the efforts need to be at a micro level. Peace of mind is what is very important. And when we have peace of mind, to ensure peace of mind, an individual needs to deal with a lot of negative emotions which are present within himself or herself. And when we are able to deal with such negative emotions constructively, for example, Dr. Manish had mentioned that there is greed in a good number of people, and this greed, if present in individual, will go with him or her to the institution as well. So when we talk about the international organizations such as UN, their work, yes, they have worked in the direction of peace, but still we have not achieved what was expected. And this is because the institutions are made up of individuals, and these individuals need to ensure that the negative emotions which are present in every human being, because we are human by nature, are dealt with constructively. The negative emotions are slowly dealt with. They are completely removed, and we think of humanity at large. We think of doing good to the people, think of their rights. And it is through these mechanisms that we can achieve overall peace. So everything, Gandhi has also looked upon individual as a very potent weapon of change. So I think even if youth are looking for jobs, or they are trying to make their lives, the first thing that they need to do is to find their peace of mind, because the struggle is there for everybody, whether it be somebody placed on a very high pedestal or somebody struggling at a lower level. So the struggle will be there. So once we ensure peace of mind, we can ensure that there is peace in the world. So this is how a culture of peace can be built. So this is my opinion on how we can go about bringing in peace in the world. Thank you so much for letting me speak, sir. Thank you.
Yes, anyone else?
Yes, sir. This is Dr. Ashik Malik from Jammu. I'm of course, professionally as a botanist. teaching in a PG college in Rajouri. In fact, the Peace Day that we are celebrating and the world we are living today, we are enriched with more than 15,000 nukes. And if we have a glance on the UN 17 SDGs, and it was our speculation that by 2030 we will able to bring the poverty to the minimum and hunger at the zero, and we will able to fight the climate change. And of course, due to the COVID pandemic, the progress is a bit halted, but still there should be no excuse that we will be not able to meet these expected goals by 2030. And so for the peace is concerned, in fact, the world is badly lacking the sense of understanding. There is a saying that we hate somebody because we do not know him, and we will hate him because we will not try to know him. And the main question is how we can know one another. If we will able to know one another, naturally we will not hate somebody.